This is Doug from Rusted Wrench Garage. Happy Thanksgiving. So I got a buddy of mine here, came in from Louisiana. We're going to do some work on the motor, and let me show you what we got going on here. Okay, we're going to CC this head. We got the spark plug in there. Make sure you put the spark plug in. We got it leveled. Put some grease around there. Take a piece of plexiglass. Put it on there, smoosh her down. Easy. Alright, now Steve's going to start filling it. He's got a syringe. He's going to put in a bucket. He's going to put the bucket in the car to make a mess. If you wonder what the noise is, it's a heater. We're in Oklahoma. It's like 30 degrees right now, and it's Thanksgiving Day. And we're so dedicated, we're out here in the garage. Okay, here goes 10 cc's. Okay. That didn't fill it, naturally. That's 20. So I just took an old piece of plexiglass, drilled a hole in it, and we're gonna see what we come out to. That's 30. 30 and counting. We're thinking they're supposed to be 119. We're hoping it comes out less. But we don't want it to be more. If it's more than 119, we're going to lie to you. That's 40, right? 40. Here goes 50. Well, we're about halfway there, I would say. 60. See, it's coming up. We're going to bring it up till it fills up that whole area there. $70. $80. Hey, you missed a couple spots. That's going to give us a bad reading.
What are you talking about?
There's a couple drops right there. There's 90. $100. Uh-oh. Well, I mean, we're getting close, but I think it's going to take more than 119. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Here it goes.
Let me get my glasses on so I can see where the...
So we got 90 in there right now, right?
Do we have 90 or do we have 100? We're too busy.
That's
Okay.
100. We might make it. I don't know. She's filling up. Okay, here comes
120 right here, but I'm not going to put the whole thing in, hopefully.
Okay.
It's airlocked right there.
Blow in it.
I mean, that's airlock. We're trying to... I don't think it's not 120. Probably should have had a couple of holes drilled into it, because that still shows dry on your valve, but it's...
So we'll pull her off and see what we got.
Trying to...
Well,
still level. No, I was just looking at it. That's...
Well, let's
see, this end's full.
try it again.
Make sure we're still... Yeah,
We're still level. Still level. As you can see, we got a little bit of an airlock there. But well, I got a big one. Oh, there you go. We don't know what we got in that thing.
I mean,
now.
I didn't take any of it out. I just squirted it back in. It's all right there.
Okay, so what are we going to call that?
I'd say 119.
All right, we're going to call it 119.
And it's full.
Yeah.
We're actually probably over full, but
Okay, well,
119.
that's how you do it. Whether we did it right or not, I don't know. So, let's see if we can get that.
Yeah. So,
Oh, yeah, she's full.
yeah.
Okay.
It was just vapor lock. You have all kinds of scrunge in there.
That's dirt.
Okay. So get a.
All right, so the only reason we're doing this is because we got this motor I was telling you about was over 20 years old sitting in a guy's barn. And he told us what it was, but so far things we've been seeing isn't exactly what he remembered. So we're wanting to check everything so we know exactly what it is that we have, so we know exactly what it is we want to do. So that's CCing heads on the Brodex heads. Okay, next we're going to check. We want to make sure the valves are sealing good, so we're going to clean up on these valve guides here. And he's got some stuff. Layout fluid. And we're going to lap them in and see, just to make sure the valves are all seating in there good. So we're going to clean that up first. Clean the valve good. So this way you can check and see if your valves are seating good, because you don't want them not to seat there.
Try, boss.
I sprayed that in my eyes before. It's a fun time.
Was it about 30 years ago?
That's probably why I can't see now.
Remember somebody called me into work early.
Well, that was because I blew concrete up in my eye.
No, that was the first time. The second time was right after you told Pratt to watch where he sprays it.
No, that was Tim.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Could have
Tim.
been Tim. Watch the arrow, and then he called me and could. No, that was Zep. You sprayed Zep in your eye because it turned yellow for a while.
Okay, they don't need to know all that stuff. All right.
I wasn't saying that to be mean. I was just trying to recall.
No, he never says anything to be mean.
Just one of those entertaining
Yeah.
times.
We make mistakes.
Oh yeah, live and learn. All right, hold this.
All right, here we go. So he's going to take this blue, what did I call it, layout stuff, and paint that head. Is that made by the Ford Motor Company? I mean, it is blue.
And it just made an oval, huh?
What that? As you can see, he can't stay in the lines.
You know, only one person can stick their head over the cylinder head at a time, and that's me. You keep leaning over to look, and it's like, you know, you're kind of in my way, but it's all right. I understand.
You see where they did some work on that cylinder. See where they've been grinding on it there?
Do you see where I'm painting? That's kind of...
Well, I got my...
Did you ever have to hold the flashlight for your dad? Obviously not.
I was looking at the work they done
you're supposed to
inside
look
there.
where I'm looking, not where you want to look.
Okay.
It's all right. Let it dry a second.
Okay, well, we're letting it dry. Gave it a few seconds for the
Layout fluid.
layout fluid, I can't remember that, to dry. He wiped it all around our seats here. So we're going to stick the valve in there. We'll lap it in, just like as if he's going to lap the valves in. And just kind of twist her around, because we want to make sure it's marking all the way around. Okay.
You can see it.
Yeah. Well, you got your big old head in the way.
Yeah, it looks pretty good right there.
Yeah.
The exhaust looks like it's cut real well. Let's try the intake. Can you see it? Got my light in there.
Yep.
Right.
See, it scarred that
It removed the layout fluid.
that stuff out of the way, so we know
the blue stuff that isn't Ford.
we know that's seating good. So we'll try a intake. Don't have to put a lot of pressure though, do you?
No.
And it wasn't completely dry yet.
Yeah, still a little damp.
But I think it got it.
Yep, you can see the ring all the way around.
Okay, so we know the valves are seating.
Yep.
All right, so
let's measure your cylinders and stuff. Let me go get some tools.
okay, he's gonna go get tools. So again, we're just checking the heads to see if they need to go to the machine shop, what all we need to have done. So we CC'd the combustion chambers. They're 119. We've checked our valves to make sure they were seating good. They're seating good. So far, we're looking good on those. And those are on the Brodex aluminum heads. So that's how you CC heads and check to see if your valves are seating. The only problem we got is, let me show you here. The problem we got is these valves. The springs are too light for the cam that we're running. So we had to get bigger springs. And if I can find what I did with the springs, I'll show you what we're talking about. Here they are. So on our springs, these are the springs we called comp cams. That's what the cam is, and told them what cam we had. And these are the springs they said we need. Okay.
From comp cams.
So you can see. Let me pull a valve seal off. You can see we would have to cut the seats. I mean the valve seats there because the spring wouldn't go over. But then see the next problem is the valves won't recess down inside the head. So that needs to be cut out. Well, as you can see how close that is there.
That's
and then we got another one here. So we called Brodex, and guess what Brodex said?
No.
Brodex said, they said, don't cut them. You couldn't cut the Brodex heads. So we're not going to be able to use these springs. So we get to send them back, and we've got to get different springs. But once we get different springs and the different valve guide seals, then we can put these heads, change all those, put the heads together, clean them up, and they should be ready to go back on the car. Right?
Yep. Brodex sells springs that will fit this. These were comp cams. We got the springs from comp cams. I thought I told them I was using Brodex heads. May not have, but that's the springs that's recommended for that cam. Triple springs has to have 305 inch-pounds of seat force, and these only have like 250.
It was 260, 270.
Yeah, so that's why we're thinking they were floating. We'll change them out, but Brodex has some that are 310s with the same that'll fit in there.
So you may have knew that, we didn't. So don't do like us and just order stuff, because you're going to end up sending it back. But we'll get them done. Heads will be done. So we're going to check some more stuff. We still got check our pistons. They're supposed to be 14.5 to 1 compression. You can see they got the dome on them here, but we want to check that just to verify that, because we want to know what we got. And we're going to check the stroke on our crank. And the reason we want to do that is because if you look at these rods and you look at that number, you may not be able to see that number. But we looked that number up, and this rod was, how long was this rod?
6.385.
6.385. I guess you'd know that because it's wrote on there. And the stock 454 rods are not that long, so we don't know. It might just be because they move the wrist pin or something, but we'll get into that. We're going to check all that just to verify everything. We just want to know what we got before we send all this off to the machine shop and get work done. We want to verify everything. I'm not saying the guy didn't tell us the truth that we got the motor from, but it just sits so long and he has so many parts. I think maybe he just got mixed up on some stuff. So we're going to check everything so we know exactly what it is we got. And we just thought we'd take you along for the ride. Now we're going to mic the piston to make sure, so we can see, because it's supposed to be board 70. And we just want to verify stuff, guys. You know, can't always take people's word for stuff. Just like when you buy stuff off of Craigslist, you know. It was rebuilt, lost the receipt.
Only has 2 passes on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that's 4.3. Looks like 4.33. That's. Verify it one more time.
Check it one more time.
That's snug.
Okay.
At 4.33.
4.33. Sound like a parrot.
We will measure the bore of the cylinder block. Write that down. 4.33. Of course, you got it recorded, don't you?
Checking our cylinder bore. We know it don't need bored because it's still got cross hatches in it. But we just want to verify how big it is. Is it 60? Is it 30? Is it 90? Is it 70? Is it, I don't know. That's why we're checking. It's supposed to be 70. So. I let Steve read that stuff because I'm trying to teach him. No. It's because I flunked math. I went to Sperry High School, guys. Come on. Well,
it's 4.3.
He's still checking. He didn't fall asleep.
So it's bored 4.318.
4.318. So.
And a 70 over.
And you want to remember when you check them, you don't want to go this way, but you want to go up and down because your piston, the way it's rubbing there, it can wear there to get that out around. So. All right, we're going to figure out what that's bored to, and then we'll let you know. Verified this thing is bored 70 over. So now we're going to check the stroke. So we put a piston back in there. It doesn't have the ring on it. And we've ran it all the way to the very top. And we're going to get some measurements here to find out what the stroke is. As you can see, it's sweating out here in the garage, so I'm going to have to oil these things up because we don't want anything rusting. But Steve's over there getting his measuring tools ready, I guess is what you want to call them. Magnetic base, I see that. I'll hold that. There we go. Got a magnetic base. I don't know. I got one of these. Mine come from Arbor Freight. This looks a little fancier. So, now you just took it from me. And a dial indicator. So, while he's setting that up, we'll, so like I said, it's Thanksgiving, and family's coming over. I'm trying to figure out why y'all's watching this video, and
They're not watching it today.
Well, they might be watching it today.
They're not watching it today.
Oh, jeez. So, Don't watch it today. You're supposed to spend time with your family. Don't do like we do and spend a Thanksgiving out in the garage in the cold while your family wife's in there doing all the cooking. Unless you're like me and you don't know how to cook, then it's probably best that way. But, you know, so before you start hounding me that I'm out here in the garage on Thanksgiving studying the house, he came down from Louisiana and left his family up there to come down and do this. So,
and when I left Louisiana, it was 73 degrees, and it's in the 30s here.
yeah, that'd be a little culture shock.
All right, that's fine. I need to rock it back in here. Let me have that.
All right. It's going to rock that piston back and forth. Let me get you over here so you can see what he's doing. Here, I'll rock you.
Well, no, because I need to see where its top dead center truly is.
Okay. So he's trying to find the true top dead center. Yep. And then, I don't know where you go.
We're going to measure the depth.
So if any of you professionals are out there watching this, you've figured out by now that we're not professionals. Hey, I work on bowling machines and he makes lumber. Give us a break. we just do what we do. We'll get there.
And it's top dead center.
Okay, it's on top dead center.
Some oil and stuff on my hands.
Yeah, well, it's all over the floor too, so it is a greasy job. So if you're squeamish, you might want to look away. Alright, so what we're trying to do is check the start. We know it's got a steel crank in it. And it's probably pointless to do this because it looks like a factory GM steel crank, but we just want to verify stuff. What are we doing now?
Well, I was going to check the how far below the surface wear. Let's do the stroke.
Alright, we're doing the stroke first, just like Billy Squire. Normally that would get him to sing, but we got the camera on, so he's not going to sing. Okay, now you can see why he doesn't want to sing on the camera. Okay. So I don't know. What are you guys working on during your off season here?
We're going to have to go. Let's pull this out of the way first.
Okay. I guess he prematurely put that on there. Yeah, that'll probably sit there and knock everything on the floor.
Alright. So let's go. Turn her all the way down.
All the way down?
Yep. We're going to see how much it moves.
Okay, that looks like down.
Keep going. Go back the other way. Yep. 4 inches.
Okay. So it's got a 4-inch stroke. That's stock 454. There you go. He just scratched up the paint job. Alright, so we know it is 4-inch stroke. It's board 70. So that's making it 460, 470. It's not a 430 over. Would be a 468. So we're going
probably a 472, 471.
Maybe 470. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think that is? A 454 board 70 over. If you're smarter than us, put a comment on there. So
I would say it's a 472.
He's saying 472. I'm saying 470. So we'll let you guys decide who's right. Put a comment in there. Let me know which one of us is right. It's probably me. But, you know, you never know. He could be right. Okay, we're going to see how much deck clearance we got there. Because we thought about having this deck, right? But problem, see, being is this thing's been setting for 20 years in Louisiana. and I tried to get these studs out. And let me tell you, they do not want to come out. So I'm afraid if I force these things out, heat them up, do whatever I got to do to get them out, then I might mess up the threads in this old block. So I've chose just to leave the studs in, but we're still going to check the deck height anyhow, just so we know what we got there. And sometimes it's best just to leave stuff alone. And that's kind of what I chose, because I had a 396 that I got the studs out of, and when I tried to put new bolts in there, it stripped the threads out, and I don't want to relive that nightmare. Because it is a 454 4-bolt main block, and I don't know where you live, but in Oklahoma and around these parts, they're getting pretty hard to find. Getting pretty rare. All right, so he's checking the deck height. Let's see what we got.
I really kind of need to move that indicator over.
Okay, well.
Okay, roll it up and down again. Let me find.
Here we go. We're going to find the top top.
The other way. Go right there. Hold on. Turn it just a little bit again. Both ways. The other way. Okay, that's top right there. Stop.
Okay. So where are you putting the dial indicator? Just where it's on a 0? Or?
Yeah, you want the piston at the top height, and then we measure how far the piston is actually sitting in the hole. And what this does is it bridges a gap, and that's how much it's sticking into the hole, which is,
let's guess,
50 thousandths.
No. No. Yeah, because when I tried to do it with filler gauges, didn't I tell you 60?
Yeah, that's
50 thousandths? Man,
that's
ideally, wouldn't you want that to only be like 5 or something? 5 thousandths? Okay, so that's going to take a little away from our compressor. Now remember that, guys, this is supposed to be 14.5 to 1 compression motor is what we was told.
Actually, it's 44 thousandths.
44 thousandths. Huh. Okay.
That's a lot.
That doesn't excite me.
Nope, that's a lot.
That's not exciting. Well,
So,
okay.
we will.
Well, we know, I guess. All right, so the deck height didn't come out to what we wanted. But, you know, what are you going to do? We did work on it and get all the studs out of the motor. It was a battle, but we was able to get them all out safely, except for one. One of them snapped off inside there. So it's got to go to the machine shop. We're going to go ahead and get it decked, because if you remember, we're trying to do what we can to get the compression up on this motor, and it was what, 44 thousandths the piston recessed down, so we want to get it decked as much as we can to help bring the compression up. But and other than that, you know, we checked everything checked out except for our compression ratio. It's supposed to be 14.5 to 1 compression. It ended up being, the compression's only in the 10s. So that was kind of disappointing, but that shows us why we wasn't able to get out of the motor what we thought we should. Gonna get it all loaded up after the holidays, get it to the machine shop, get it decked. Probably end up putting a new set of pistons in there so we can get the compression up, and then we'll see if we can get this thing to run what we want it to run. But I want to thank Steve for coming all the way down from Louisiana to help me out with this, and wish you guys all a good Thanksgiving. Now I'm going to get ready to go and have a family dinner. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up, and hope you subscribe. This is Doug with Rusted Wrench Garage. Happy Thanksgiving.